Welcome to our show. It's Vincent Wang, founder of Solution on Wheels, and of course, my co-host, Andrew Work, founder and editor-in-chief of Harper Times. Without further ado, let's go straight into our topic for today.
Okay, topic for today, Council continuing. As always, we get into the questions sometimes on a Thursday. Quite often the government is giving written responses now because they just, don't have time to deal with this. And we have one of our skeleton questions thrown up that everybody is piling on because it's an election year.
Yeah.
And everybody wants to get a piece of the middle class.
Yeah, and you have this MC battle.
Oh, yeah.
You know the MC battle?
Yeah.
No, not that kind of MC battle.
No.
Not.
Oh, right.
Not the. Not that kind of MC battle.
For middle class.
Yes, it's middle class.
So there's a middle class. So Frankie Yick is opening with a big question,
sorry.
and everybody else is. I know, because you're the frustrated DJ inside. So yeah, everybody's piling in because, of course, who wants the middle class vote? Everybody.
So it's Frankie, huh?
Frankie Yick. He's launched, and he's got this ginormous, 7,000 word question. But then everybody has to pile on. They have to because everybody wants to be the friend of the middle class. And if this turns into a minor news story, they all want to be seen to be saying. So the DAB is getting in on it, the Liberal Party, Civic Party, Democratic Party, BPA. Because everybody, the funny thing about the middle class, and Frankie Yick is saying we need to have a definition of the middle class. That's one of the things he's asked for. So I ask you, are you middle class? Are you middle class? Am I middle class? I have no idea, right? So who is the middle class? When you've got half of Hong Kong living in public, subsidized housing, of one form or another, that middle class has got to be a very, funny slice. Because in most places...
You haven't heard about the middle class test?
No, I know, there's piles of them. Well,
I
gave a definition on this show once. It was anybody who doesn't qualify for public housing, but doesn't have enough money to buy their own place. So if you're renting... No.
There's a... John Zhang's definition of middle class, you remember?
Oh, yeah. Coffee and French movies, I think.
Yeah,
coffee and French movies. So maybe you do qualify if your tea
French movie.
Yeah, if your bubble tea.
Actually, you should say French films.
French films.
Cannot say movies.
French cinema.
French cinema. You see?
Le cinéma français. So he wants to define the middle class, which I am quite okay with there not being a definition of the middle class. I'm okay with it being a vague political term because as soon as somebody tries to define it, then they'll want to come up with policies for it. And I'm against that very much in the mold of the old copper.
Okay, tell me about your definition again. Let's discuss your definition.
Anybody who's wealthy enough that they don't qualify for public housing, but is not making enough money to buy a flat in Hong Kong. And essentially, you're a renter.
Okay.
Caught in the middle. It is not expansive middle class.
Okay.
It is caught in the rock and the hard place.
But you use property as a
Hong Kong, it's all about the property.
Okay, I have another definition just for discussion's sake. And feel free to add your comments below. It will be a great discussion on are you middle class?
Yeah.
All right. My definition is a much I won't say straightforward.
All right.
But I used one yardstick. Public money.
Okay.
Middle class is those who are not eligible for any different kind of subsidy, any kind.
Okay,
any kind.
Outside of universal stuff like those electricity
any kind.
Yeah.
Except the OH allowance because you're too old. But by the time you're too old, maybe you should not be middle class anymore. Anyway, but let's throw that out. But for simplicity's sake, you're not eligible for any subsidy.
That's not a bad one.
And you are not wealthy enough to evade any sort of taxes.
And you're not wealthy enough to evade any sort of tax.
Like you cannot set up your own company so that you pay for like corporate taxes, which makes you.
Oh, right.
Which
so
makes you pay.
You pay yourself dividends.
Yeah.
Ah, okay. Interesting.
So I only use
not bad
government money, right? Interesting, huh?
Yeah.
You won't object to that, right?
No. I'm quite okay with it. Unless it becomes codified in government, that's where it becomes a problem. But I like this as a conversational piece. I like it.
So, but do you think it's really useful to talk about definitions of middle class in
they're not going to get
place?
We have means testing that goes to assets and income for different things in Hong Kong. But I mean, defining middle class, don't do it, because even Frankie Yick, he's asking for it, but it would destroy it as a political tool. Because if there's no definition, then everybody can think they're middle class, and you can appeal to them politically. Because poor people who aspire to be higher up, they think they're middle class because they don't want to think of themselves poor. There are even more wealthy people who think they're middle class because they look around and say, oh, everybody's just like me. That's the neighborhood fallacy. And they don't want to think of themselves as like one of those snotty rich people. They don't know, I'm not elite, I'm a down-to-earth kind of guy. So they call themselves middle class when they're not very middle at all.
You know what? The more, I mean, there's a whole discussion on middle class and the energy within the capitalist system. Because the rise of capitalism is hugely related to the development of middle class. So theoretically, I mean conceptually, the bigger the middle class, the more energy you have in a capitalism economy. So a vague definition actually helps. Because everybody think they're middle class, they try to work more. So because if you use my definition, if you're not a middle class, then you are either eligible for government subsidy, which may not be a good thing. If everybody starts to think they are not middle class, then they will start to think, am I eligible for this and I'm eligible for that? And on the other hand, if everybody thinks that they're the other end, I'm not middle class, I'm very wealthy, then they will start to think about how can I evade this, how can I evade that? Which is not a good thing as well.
Or so how can I use my elevated status to exercise influence to protect my position?
So either way is not good. So if you use my definition, if everybody just like you think that I'm middle class, I want to work hard, I want to gain more, I want to give back to the society,
I want to move up,
I want to invest more and move up. That's the spirit. I think that should be the spirit. So not only for Hong Kong, but for like economy in general.
So in a sense, let's hope Frankie Yick doesn't get his definition. Let's hope that all the political parties fight to take care of whatever their slice of the middle class is, and we get a better Hong Kong for it.
Great. So remember to leave your comments below and share this video. I think it will be a great discussion. And with that, I have to thank you for watching. And do search for Solution on Wheels and also Harbour Times in various platforms. Twitter. Go ahead.
Yeah, follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, and of course, get on the website, get on our email list for our Friday
still have LinkedIn?
E-News. Yeah, of course, LinkedIn. We're on LinkedIn as well. It's
and
small,
Reddit?
but it's growing. And we look for us on Reddit. Stories get posted up there.
How come I am reminding you?
Because we're just in so many places.
Because Andrew Work has been doing too much good work.
Hey,
thank you.
Great solutions, Vincent.
Thank you. Bye.